Islam, Dewayne, Byfield-Bey, Islam. I'm Rhonda Arrington as your wife and as a Hebrew Muslim, Moorish American. I am reading the 13th Amendment with 20 sections that was ratified November the 18th, 1865 by 3/4 of the several states. I'm going to read section 8. It says, and I'm at Whole Foods in Annapolis, Maryland. The present right of representation in Section 2, Article 1 of this Constitution shall not be altered without the consent of all the states, maintaining the right to involuntary service or labor south of latitude 36 degrees 30. But nothing in this Constitution or its amendments shall be construed to deprive any state south of said latitude 36 degrees 30 of the right of abolishing involuntary servitude at its will. And this is Section 8 of the 13th Amendment with 20 sections. Okay, now I'm going to read Dewayne Byfield-Bey of the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787. I'm reading Article 2. Well, before I do that, I'm going to read the article that the 13th Amendment correlates to a ratification of 3/4 of several states. And this is Article 5 of the Constitution of 1787. It says, the Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of this legislatures of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states, or by conventions in 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress. Provide that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clause in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. Okay, that's Article 5 of the Constitution of 1787, that the 13th Amendment with 20 sections, President Abraham Lincoln had ratified November the 18th of 1865. Not two sections, but that is not, it was November the 18th of 1865 by 3/4 of several states, 20 sections, Islam. Now I'm going to read Article 2 of the Constitution of 1787. And this is Section 2 of Article 2. And it says, the President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, and the militia of the several states, when called into the actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive department, a net is flying around, executive departments, upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices. And he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardon for offenses against the United States, except in case of impeachment. He shall have power by and with the advice and consent of the Senate to make treaties, provide 2/3 of the Senate present concur. Senators, present concur. And he shall nominate, and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassador, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of department. The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commission, which shall expire at the end of the next session. Section 3. He shall from time to time, let me reread that last part again. The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions, which shall expire at the end of their next session. Section 3. And this is Article 2 of the Constitution, and I'm reading Section 3 now. He shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the state of the Union, and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses, or either of them, and in case of disagreement between them, excuse me, with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for a conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Okay. That's Article 2, Section 2, Section 3, and Section 4 of the U.S.A. Constitution 1787. Now, I'm going to read the Holy Bible, Matthew chapter 19, and I'm at almost 10 minutes. I want you to read this, or in 20, I think. This is Matthew of the Holy Bible, chapter 19, and it says, "It came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee, and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement, and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, commit adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away, do commit adultery. His disciples said unto him, If the case of the man be so, which his wife, it is not good to marry. But he said unto them, All men cannot receive this same, save they to whom it is given. For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, Islam, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Then were there brought unto him little children, and he should put his hand on them and pray, and the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said, Suffer little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. And he laid his hands on them and departed thence. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good things shall I do, that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he said unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of kingdom of God. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Jesus beheld them, and said unto them, With men this is impossible. With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory. Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. I'm going to go ahead and read chapter 20 as well, I think. And then it says, chapter 20. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into the vineyard. And he went out about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? They said unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last until the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more. And they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good men of the house, saying, The last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which hath borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. It is not lawful for me to do what I will with my own. Is not I evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. And Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock, and to scourge, and to crucify him. And the 3rd day he shall rise again. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on the right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. And he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them from whom it is prepared of my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the 2 brethren. But Jesus called them unto him and said, Ye know that the prince of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed him. And behold, 2 blind men sitting by the wayside, when they heard that Jesus passed by, cried out, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. And the multitude rebuked them, because they should hold their peace. But they cried the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thy Son of David. And Jesus stood still and called them and said, What will ye that I shall do unto you? They said unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. So Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes. And immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. Islam. Okay, it is March the 10th, 2019, and that is Matthew of the Holy Bible, chapter 19 and 20. Okay, I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey, and as your wife, Dewayne Byfield-Bey, and Hebrew Muslim and a Moorish American. I just did my studies today of that part, Islam.